I know if I'm ready to start going out with somebody? How do I know, Pastor Robbie, if I'm ready to start going out with somebody? Well, I've got a couple answers to that. The first thing is you need to be satisfied in your relationship with God and satisfied being single. Why? Because listen, students, if you're not content with your relationship with God, if you are not ready to be intimate with God, listen, you're not ready to have a relationship with somebody else. You must first be content with being single. You must first be content with just you and God. So don't worry about whether or not you're going to have a date. Don't lose sleep over it. Pray about it and ask God to provide a date or stop wanting one, okay? There is a time for everything. And the secret is not obsessing endlessly for a girlfriend or boyfriend. It's to be content with your current situation by relying on God. The second, how do I know I'm ready to start going out with somebody? You are ready to start going out with somebody when you're not going to use your relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend as some sort of validation tool for you being a worthwhile person, despite your flaws, despite my flaws. Listen, students, God sent His Son to live and die on this earth so that you and I could be in right standing with God. I know a lot of times we think, man, they understand me. They actually love me. Nobody else loves me, but this person that I'm going out with, man, they get me, man. They make me feel good. Listen, if that's the reason why you're going out with that person, that is not a good reason, and you're not ready to start going out with somebody. He says that, man, the more things that you are willing to compromise on when you're dating, the more things that you're willing to make special when you're dating, the less special they become when you get married. The further you're willing to go, the more you say, okay, well, we're just gonna kiss. It's just gonna be, that's gonna be our special thing. When you get married, listen, kissing becomes less special. If you say, we're just gonna hold hands, and you say, how can that be? If you're willing to go all the way, if you're willing to say, you know what, we're going to have sex, when you get into marriage, sex will not be special. Why? Because God's design is that we would remain pure and that we would set high standards for ourselves so that when we enter into a marriage relationship, man, God is honored with what happens. And let me just tell you this also, okay? Conversations on Facebook and Twitter don't count, okay? You've got to have face-to-face contact with somebody in order to get to know them. But Pastor Robbie, we Facebook like all the time. I don't care if you Facebook all day, okay? You can text all day. If you don't have a conversation with somebody face-to-face, you don't know them. You say, but I'm in a long-distance relationship, and he lives in Michigan. Break up, all right? To realize dating is not an ungodly thing. It's not. Man, I believe that God designed. I think that God's given us a great privilege. But if we're going to say, I'm just 15 and it's okay if I make a few mistakes, that's not a good out. That's not a good excuse. I believe that it's important that we are careful not to let the feeling of being in love trump the reality of the other person being a genuine follower and lover of the Lord. Emotions can accelerate bad decision making if not tempered by wisdom and accountability.